cable lateral raises 2 arm at a time, okay? We have the handle attachments. If you have the actual attachment like this, which essentially goes over the ankle, you can put it over the wrist as well. This works really well if you have a hard time actually gripping the handle, okay? So I'm gonna place this down here. Now, ideally the setup here is we have it lined up pretty much where our hands are, okay? You can go a little bit lower. We don't wanna go a little bit higher. That's gonna be super awkward. You essentially wanna line it up wherever your hands are. The lower you go, the harder it's gonna be at the top position. The higher you go starting in this position, it's gonna be more challenging within that lengthened range of that delt. The lower the pulley goes, the harder it's gonna be towards the top, okay? So play around and find which one is more comfortable for you. We usually like starting it here, potentially a little bit lower, whatever is more comfortable for you. So she's gonna grab them cross cable. Now, when we're doing this, you wanna make sure you're in the middle of the actual pulley here. And the starting position, you kind of have to find that sweet spot, right? Because if she's starting pretty much here, right? At the end of the day, those delts, to get them fully lengthened, they need to come across midline. So what I usually like doing is almost crossing them like this as I'm coming in, right? And then as she's coming out, she's essentially gonna bring the arms to the opposite sides of the room. And this is essentially where she wants to stop. You can see that the pulleys are pretty much lined up with her arms. She could lift a little bit higher if she wants. Anything higher than that, there's gonna be a complete fall off of tension, okay? Yes, stopping position, she's gonna control it back down. This is gonna be the most challenging part, is finding that arm path and making sure that the actual ball of the machine doesn't hit. It's gonna be a little bit awkward. Now, you don't have to go that far back, maybe somewhere like this. That's perfectly fine. Then she's gonna lift up. Cue that you want is opposite, the arm you want going to the opposite side of the room, right? What you can do is also play around with your hand placement. You could internally rotate a little bit if that's more comfortable for you. We usually like seeing more of a neutral grip, and you can see that her wrist isn't flexing or isn't extending. It's pretty much aligned with the wrist. Neutral, perfect, right? So we'll have her demonstrate one more clean repetition here. Stretching, pulling out, making sure the core is nice and engaged, coming through, and getting that nice stretch for the delt. That is your lateral raise with the cables.